Hello Starseeds, it's Sid, and today, as you can see in the title, it's TIBETAN Astrology. So that's exciting. I love that TIBETAN Astrology kind of mixes a bunch of different forms of astrology and different just practices in general. It's mainly like Chinese astrology, like my video last week, but it incorporates Vedic or Indian astrology, as well as Kala Chakra Tantra and Buddhism. So it's just really a great form of astrology that it's like the melting pot of astrology. So let's get into this. I'm going to give brief descriptions of the year signs. Now remember, if you were born in January or February, that's just the Western New Year. It's not the astrological New Year. So you're going to want to look at the year before that if you were born in January or February. So the New Year actually begins the end of January, beginning of February. Depends on the year, so you're going to want to just listen to both descriptions. So look in the description box of this video down there for the years, and then after the year signs we're going to do the birth MEWAs, and that'll be a bit longer of descriptions, so that's cool. Here we go. You are a cobra if you were born in 1905, 1917, 1929, 1941, 1953, 1965, 1977, 1989, 2001, 2013, 2025, or 2037. Cobras are seductive, sensual, magnetic, peaceful, and they can easily make their dreams a reality. And I'm a cobra. You are a fire guardian or a horse if you were born in 1906, 1918, 1930, 1942, 1954, 1966, 1978, 1990, 2002, 2014, 2026, or 2038. Fire guardians are very protective and helpful. They're organized and attentive. They have a warming energy. They bring light everywhere they go, and they usually do little things that are just really funny. You are a crystalline water spring or a sheep or a goat if you were born in 1907, 1999, 1931, 1943, 1955, 1967, 1979, 1991, 2003, 2015, 2027, or 2039. Crystalline water springs are very purifying people. They're faithful, calm, affectionate, sincere, creative, and imaginative. They're very kind of in their own world. They have their own thing going on in their head. They make really good bosses though, and good leaders. You are a jade, stele, or a monkey if you were born in 1908, 1920, 1932, 1944, 1956, 1968, 1980, 1992, 2004, 2016, 2028, or 2040. Jade steles are very elusive. They're difficult to understand. They're secretive, but they're very diligent and giving. You are a metal gong or bird or rooster if you were born in 1909, 1921, 1933, 1945, 1957, 1969, 1981, 1993, 2005, 2017, 2029, or 2041. Metal gongs are very prideful. They're always deep in thought, and they tend to question themselves. They're people who really move at their own pace. You are a lake turtle or a dog if you were born in 1910, 1922, 1934, 1946, 1958, 1970, 1982, 1994, 2006, 2018, 2030, or 2042. Lake turtles are very honest and sincere. They value family very much, but they tend to run from their problems. They feel rushed in life and sometimes need help moving forward. You are a copper bracelet or a pig if you were born in 1911, 1923, 1935, 1947, 1959, 1971, 1983, 1995, 2007, 2019, 2031, or 2043. Copper bracelets seek a very sensual relationship. They tend to isolate themselves when things don't go their way, and they make very good entrepreneurs. You are a black buffalo or a mouse or a rat if you were born in 1900, 1912, 1924, 1936, 1948, 1960, 1972, 1984, 1996, 2008, 2020, 2032, or 2044. Black buffaloes are very strong. They do what they want and they listen to their heart. You are a new moon or an ox if you were born in 1901, 1913, 1925, 1937, 1949, 1961, 1973, 1985, 1997, 2009, 2021, 2033, or 2045. New moons are very sweet and romantic. They're passive, poetic, and live in a dream. They have a hard time controlling their feelings and they can get jealous, but they're very strong-willed. You are the exalted sun or a tiger if you were born in 1902, 1914, 1926, 1938, 1950, 1962, 1974, 1986, 1998, 2010, 2022, 2034, or 2046. The exalted sun is very energetic, humble, and faithful. They're attentive and stable. They don't show off their talents that much. They tend to be crazy in their youth and then get calm and more rational as they age. You are the monkey or a rabbit if you were born in 1903, 1915, 1927, 1939, 1951, 1963, 1975, 1987, 1999, 2011, 2023, 2035, or 2047. The monkey are very compassionate, humorous, and wise. They seem detached because they're aware that everything is temporary. They have a very powerful imagination. They love debates. They wouldn't betray anyone. Even though they seem cool and distant, they're just very into their work. You are a stag, beetle, comet, or a dragon if you were born in 1904, 1916, 1928, 1940, 1952, 1964, 1976, 1988, 2000, 2012, 2024, 2036, or 2048. Stag beetles are very graceful and sensitive. They are seductive and bewitching. They tend to live in the clouds and take refuge in their dreams. They're childlike. They have trouble focusing and paying attention to the feelings and interests of others. Hey you guys, that was all for the TIBETAN year signs. It's a lot like Chinese astrology. So now let's get into the birth MEWAs. There is a lot of different things you can do with astrology, especially TIBETAN astrology, since it's a mix of a lot of different forms. And it's not just the birth MEWAs either. There's other MEWAs you can calculate. You can look at my sources that I always put in my description if you guys want to check it out more. But for this video, I decided to show you guys the birth MEWA because that's what the other MEWAs are based off of. And it's just your main one, and it's a very accurate form. So if you were born in January or February, remember to check the year before. But also understand that if you are a mouse or a rat, a rabbit, a horse, or a bird, or a rooster, then your birth MEWA is always going to be 1, 4, or 7. If you are a tiger, a snake, or a cobra, a monkey, or a pig, your birth MEWA is always going to be 2, 5, or 8. And if you are an ox, a dragon, a sheep, or a goat, or a dog, your birth MEWA is always going to be 3, 6, or 9. So that is important to understand so you can kind of check this, make sure you have the right sign and the right MEWA. So now you guys can check timestamps if you want to fast forward or listen to all of them. These ones are going to be more in depth, and it's very cool that the Tibetan aren't so much interested in personality traits. They're more interested in, oh, I already know all of that, so like how long am I going to live, how many major obstacles am I going to have, like how many kids am I going to have, what career should I have. They want the specifics, you know, what's my health life gonna be like, what's my love life gonna be like. So that is why it's a bunch of kind of random in-depth things in your description. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get to it. If you are a birth MEWA 1, then your element is metal and your color is white. You were possibly a king in your past life, or you ruled other people, you had a position of authority. You could have like chains of birthmarks on the right side of your body, like on your lower abdomen, on the right side of your back, your right arm. If you don't have birthmarks on the right side of your body that like sort of stand out, then you're probably left-handed. There's some psychological suffering and sadness that kind of went on early in your life, but later it's filled with happiness and harmony. You could be short-tempered, short of breath, nervous, very clean and strong, good at heart. If you're a man, you're probably very brave. If you're a woman, then you probably like men very much, or you like that masculine energy. You are probably an only child. If not, and this is gonna sound sort of rude, but you're gonna kind of be the sibling that did the more useful thing in the world. You are gonna like milk. Like, you probably like putting butter on stuff. You like dairy products, maybe wine. That's not dairy, but you like wine possibly. You enjoy traveling. You are gonna either have trouble having kids, maybe you only have one kid. You have the potential to have up to 3 kids with different partners. Your lifespan is supposedly set to 71 years with 4 major obstacles, and you are at risk for a spirit to kind of hurt your heart. Your protector spirits are snakes, specifically female white serpent naga spirits, and having good hygiene can somehow protect you, even though it sounds weird. So keep up that good hygiene. You're clean anyway, so that's good. Next life, you have the potential to be a rich male or a human living in the mountains. You could be a goat or a sheep, a duck or a swan, or something in the Naga underworld serpenty realm. If you are a birth MEWA 2, then your element is water and your color is black. Your past life was in hell in one way or another. We don't have to get more into that, but you could have a birthmark on your neck or your right hand or arm. This life, your birth kind of brought about obstacles, maybe for your parents, maybe for other people or other just things going on in the world, but somehow it brought obstacles. You suffer from the energy of like competition and jealousy with your dad's side of the family, and you probably separated from your parents early in life. You're probably a very independent and self-made person. People will do you wrong even when you have good intentions. They'll still treat you wrong even when you're being nice. You have strong psychic powers. You are good at heart. You can be positive even though you've been through bad stuff and have a cold mood. You have an unchangeable mind. You talk little, but it's very significant. You are a powerful speaker. You can be aggressive and nervous. You naturally like meat and alcohol. You are hardworking but get little appreciation. You're the type of person that is going to get everything done in the morning, so then you can do whatever you want at night. You can have 2 or 3 children. You could separate from your partner, or somehow it would be like hard to raise your kids. The war god will protect you. You have a lifespan, supposedly, of 61 years with 3 major obstacles. And next life, you could be a bear or a monkey, or a cannibal or something in the Preta realm, which, if you don't know, are creatures who kind of eat things that are very unappetizing sounding to humans, like blood or shit or something. So if you are a birth MEWA 3, then your element is water and your color is blue. You are the son of a spirit. You were a barbarian, cannibal, and elephant in your past lives, and your ancestors, like many, were killed by weapons. There is cut off family members or family members in very poor conditions on your dad's side of the family. You could have a birthmark on your lower left leg or abdomen. You are brave, ambitious, self-made, have a big heart, enjoy sleeping, like showing off your knowledge, are difficult to satisfy, kind of greedy. If you're a guy, then you're talkative, and if you're a girl, you might end up losing your partner early. You will get humiliated more by lower class people than upper class people for some reason. And there is a fear that saying something could get you separated from your partner. Spirits will like to interfere with you and bring you unsuccessfulness in your work life. You're easy to deceive. You'll have lots of serious relationships, but not many kids. Your kids have the potential to have health issues. You should be cautious around fire. Supposedly, your lifespan is set to 50 years with 3 major obstacles. Next life, you could be an elephant, a mountain bird, the daughter of a cannibal, or if you're generous and you have a birthmark on your back, arms, or pelvic area, then you could be the daughter of a foreign wealthy man. If you are a birth MEWA 4, then your element is wood and your color is green. You were a white deer in a past life, and a white female serpent Naga being helped you incarnate here. You could have a birthmark on a thigh or your right leg. You are very sensible and cleanly, profound, generous, speak clearly, and get nervous easily. You have a deep and negative mindset, but you like to do mental work and travel, so you're getting in the happier mood most of the time. That's good. You are a hard worker, but others tend to take the credit. You will be offered a lot of jobs which require traveling. You don't like being under people, but can't really seem to get above them. You like farming and animals. You have the potential to have 4 kids and supposedly a lifespan of 65 years with 4 major obstacles. A negative spirit could be causing you skin blemishes or some mental disorders. There is a crescent moon or kind of a bow-shaped spirit that is connected to animals belonging to your family members, whatever that means for you. Different messages for everyone. But it's important to understand that you are very connected to these Naga spirits, these underworldly realm kind of serpenty spirits you have a deep connection to. And next life, you could be a rich man, a magician, or a tantra teacher. You could be very spiritual and a shaman. If you have a birthmark on your back or your right arm or your head, then you could be left-handed now in this life, or next life you could reincarnate as a bird like a pigeon or a cockatoo, or someone with bad hearing. If you are a birth MEWA 5, then your element is earth and your color is yellow. In your past lives, you were a monk, then a king, then a non-human spirit. and those non-human spirits helped you incarnate into this human realm. You are obedient, have strong knowledge and faith, have powerful words, a fast, sharp, and stable mind. You are difficult to satisfy. You are well-learned, or your family is very well-learned. You like helping others, like helping even like orphan children. You rely on your parents. You can lose protectors without realizing it. You tend to postpone your duties. People that you helped can transform into your enemies and blame you for stuff, which really pisses you off. You are difficult to please when you're upset. Spirits will try interfering with you, which makes you nervous and aggressive. You can have very strange dreams because of these spirits interfering with you. You have various health issues throughout your life. You can have difficulty having children, but have the potential to have up to 5. Your descendants are prone to depression. You can have a longer life if you indulge in spiritual practices. Right now, supposedly, your lifespan is 50 years with 2 major obstacles. That's not a lot of obstacles, but not as long as a life, so I really recommend getting into those spiritual practices. There is something about a knife. Pay attention to knives. And next life, you will be a monkey, a hen, or a spiritual like practitioner, like a tantra teacher or something, and then possibly the son of a businessman. If you are a birth MEWA 6, then your element is metal and your color is white. In your past life, you were a hungry ghost, a Brahmin, a deer, and a bird. You could have a birthmark on your legs or your right arm. You are very intelligent, but with an unstable mind. You love traveling and sleeping. You're soft-spoken, but internally aggressive. You're self-made, physically and mentally strong. You don't have that big of a connection to your parents. I feel like there's competition amongst your relatives, and in this life, you will break in front of your partner. You have lots of family and friends, but at the end of the day, you're alone. You will help people, but get a rude response in return. You will probably have 3 to 5 kids. Your kids could be twins. You could have handicapped children, and you might have kids engaged somehow with sexual misconduct. There's like this theme of sexual misconduct. I know it sounds bad, but it's in your DNA somehow, so pay attention to that. Also pay attention to the upkeep of your nervous system and your brain. I feel like you're prone to anxiety, so remember to relax and indulge in whatever you feel like you need to. You supposedly have a lifespan of 70 years with 5 major obstacles. The war gods and local deity spirits around you will protect you. Next life, you will be a very smart, well-learned person. You could be the daughter of a shaman, or a shaman yourself, or a bird. If your birth MEWA is 7, then your element is fire and your color is red. In your past life, you were a mountain-dwelling spirit. Your ancestors died by sword. You possibly have a mark or a birthmark on the backside of your ribs, your chest, or your left hand. You are wrathful, aggressive, unstable, have a very strong ego. You naturally like red meat. You like to sleep. You're skillful, brave, nervous, forgetful. You've been surrounded by fighting since your childhood. You have very strong digestive power. It's like, how the heck did that dude just eat that? You could suffer from gastric issues or blood or skin health issues. You have the potential to have up to 7 children. You should avoid playing with knives and fighting with your father's side of the family. And mountain-dwelling spirits will protect you because it's in your past. Your lifespan supposedly is 80 years with 4 major obstacles. And next life, you could be a monk, an insect, a mountain wolf or dog, or a preta, which is a creature that lives off of things humans usually think are disgusting, like literal crap or something. I am a birth MEWA 8. If your birth MEWA is 8 as well, then your element is metal and your color is white. In your past life, you were born in a barbarian country, then in like a heaven realm. You could have a birthmark on your right leg or cheek. You are usually, even if your race isn't white, you're kind of just like white in complexion, with a sharp nose and mind, big ego, a good heart with good faith. You're intelligent, pleasant, proud, crafty, and strict on yourself. Even if you're engaging in negative activity, you are protected by very high king spirits. Noble people are going to love you, and bad people will be against you. There might be disputes between you and like your son that kind of disrupts the family, but you will have 3 to 6 great kids. Your kids are going to perform the proper rituals for you after you die. You will become wealthier later in life. You're probably going to move from where you were born. You won't stay there your whole life. You are easy to kind of judge people in this way that you think is higher, but it's not. It's still judging. You say things that people misunderstand. You'll become nervous, restless, and angry without really an apparent reason or just from little things building up. You should be aware not to hold grudges because of your unconscious power you have. Your thoughts radiate. Negative spirits from people around you might try to harm you, but local deities and those high spirits will protect you. You have supposedly a lifespan of 50 years with 3 major obstacles, and next life could be a harmonious female hominoid being life for you. So enjoy that. If your birth MEWA is 9, then your element is fire and your color is red. In your past lives, you were an underground spirit, the dog of a rich family, a shaman, and the son of a heavenly physician. You are open-minded, very brave, a wanderer. You desire property, have a strong sense of jealousy. You can gain and lose money very easily. You love spending. You could become rich even if your parents are poor. Life is more difficult in the beginning, but gets happy and better as it goes on. You could be in the public eye. Everyone will be angry at you at one point in time. Enemies will arise from places you never saw coming. You might even have relatives that are your enemies. You have overcome the religion of your parents and others. You follow your own kind of strange spiritual practice. Mountain spirits will protect you. Also, watch out for some mountain spirits, though, as well as forest and water spirits. Having animals can really benefit you. Supposedly, your lifespan is 73 years with 5 major obstacles. If you have a birthmark or a mark on your head, neck, back, or left leg, then you could be a rich man born in the heavens your next life. Or if not, then you could be a poor woman, a monkey, or a dog next life. So that was all for the birth MEWAs as well. I hope it was accurate. I hope you guys enjoyed. And on kind of a side note, it's just been in the news recently about the solar flashes, the solar flares, this solar storm that Gaia has been moving through. So I hope you guys are feeling that, and I think it's great that you are looking into your astrology, figuring out your soul's personality, entering this life. It's a great step on the spiritual path. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Love and light, and the hybrid children are coming soon.